Welcome back to another live and amplified indie fusion podcast. I'm your host, Tom Quat. We're back at it again with another amazing podcast. Today, we've got a very special guest joining us. We have Birdie V of Sweetie. How's it going today?
Good. How are you?
Doing really well. Just it's September and September's almost over, so I'm happy.
Oh yeah. Well,
So
so me and my friends have a joke that like all performers, like especially like musicians and drag performers, like we don't
yeah,
really get in October because
yeah,
there are so many gigs. So I've started my Halloween season weeks ago.
fair,
I
fair.
currently have muted in the background like a VHS Halloween compilation.
Oh, nice, nice,
So
nice.
I'm
That's
already riding the Halloween wave.
nice. I'm waiting till October 1st. It's really hard
Oh, you're a
because
purist.
not not a purist. It's just I every year I do like 31 days of Halloween. Like I'll just
Mm,
like I've got exactly 31 horror films in my DVD collection, and it's just kind of like I'm very, very particular about how I do my Halloween.
my
So
God, I can respect that. What do you know what your first DVD is going to be?
it's either going to be the Rob Zombie Halloween.
Awesome.
That's the first one. I'm not a big fan of the second one, but like that first one, I feel like just tells a really good story.
Mhm.
So it's either going to be that one, House of a Thousand Corpses, or I'm going to jump in with Scream.
Excellent. Oh yeah,
So
actually my phone pop socket that I just got is Scream and it says
nice,
you hang up and it's
nice,
yeah.
nice.
Awesome.
Actually, the Scream 4 got me back into the franchise.
I have not seen it. I think I've only seen the first one.
Yeah.
So
So
I gotta
for me, the first one. So I saw the first one when I was in like fourth grade,
Mhm.
and it scared the ever living shit out of me. Even like, but you're in fourth grade, you don't really understand like the campy satire that
Oh
the
yeah.
film
Any
really was.
any
Yeah,
scary movie you're gonna see in fourth grade is gonna scare the shit out of you for the rest
yeah,
of your life.
oh yeah. And so like I have a hard time watching the first one, even though I'm 30 years older now. Like it shouldn't be that big of a deal, but
I love that.
so like I watched the fourth one. If you're gonna watch the newer stuff, skip the fourth one and or no, wait, you can't skip the fourth one because in the most recent one they bring some of the fourth, whatever. Yeah.
Just take a day and do a whole deep
Yeah.
dive. Okay, that'll
Yeah,
be
yeah.
my goal for the season.
Nice, nice, nice. Um, so how's everything been going? How's Chicago been treating you?
Fabulously. Yeah. Well, so in terms of Sweetie, several months ago we got not first, but we got runner up for best punk band in Chicago from the
Nice.
Chicago Reader, which is and we lost to the Bull Weevils, which is like, you know what? Okay, I'll take
Okay.
it. But
Nice.
so yeah, that's super good.
Nice. I feel kind of bad because I tell this to a lot of Chicago musicians that I have on the podcast that are like in and around. I didn't know Chicago had such a wide scene of independent music when I was living there. So, you
Oh
know,
yeah.
but then again, I left when I was 21. And so, yeah.
Well, you're always welcome to come back. There's always a spot for you, and we'll be waiting with a shot of Malort and an old style beer. So
Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. Um, so let's jump into the music festival you got coming up here in 3 weeks, 3 weeks.
Oh God, I'm just haunted by that. It's like it's less than a month and just organizing, but I ever all my ducks are in a row. I'm just doing the PR as we are right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
Um so kind of like jumping off that Halloween vibe.
Yeah.
Last year it was at the end of September. This year it's
Hmm.
like 1 week before Halloween. So I'm like
Yeah.
we absolutely have to lean into the witch theme. We're
Yep.
absolutely making people wear costumes, like highly, you don't have to, but it's like
Yeah.
what are you doing if you don't,
Right.
And then there's
Fair.
going to be a Halloween costume contest. And especially since like last year the vibe was we rode that like Barbie wave.
Yeah.
Because the Barbie movie had just come out, so we like had everyone wear pink. This year it's more of like we're riding that like witch vibe,
Fair.
tying it in with the Halloween since it is like kind of a feminist based like feminist and queer fest. So
Mhm.
I thought that would be a really good tie-in. But the lineup this year is really great. I'm really excited for all of it. I don't feel as stressed out organizing as I did last year just because I kind of know the structure of
Yeah, yeah.
everything. Yeah, so I'm able to sort of just enjoy it a little bit more.
Nice, nice. Yeah.
Mhm.
I know we had talked last year about trying to have me come up there and it didn't work. And
Mhm.
unfortunately, this year is during another festival that that I work that I see. I normally I just kind of walk away and just go to Chicago and deal with it.
Uh-huh.
But I have a little bit more of a stake in this festival where it's like
That's
you know,
understandable. Yeah.
so
Well, and I
uh
guess well from how people are reacting and just how well it's going and how much joy it brings me,
yeah,
I'd like to have this once a year.
nice.
So and roughly around the same time, I do like having this October date as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
if you put it in your calendar now, then we won't have
fair.
any issues.
See, it's always funny because I went to SIU after I left Chicago and I
Uh-huh.
graduated from there. The one thing I've wanted to do, and we're coming up on our oh, do I want to age my a 15-year anniversary of when I graduated from college?
Mhm.
I really want to go and do like the traditional homecoming thing, like call up the guys, be like, "Hey, in town, let's get drunk, let's go do all that
You
fun stuff."
absolutely should.
But it's always that same. It's always the same weekend as this music festival I'm in, and I'm like, guys, like this has got to stop. Like I miss.
Can your friend can you bring homecoming to the music festival and be like, "Hey guys, we're gonna pretend like this is homecoming. We're all gonna wear our college SIU stuff, and we'll just."
I could try. See, I could try, but the thing is, this festival isn't really what they're into. Like this is more a get drunk, smoke weed, and just listen to your hippie music, essentially.
That sounds like college, so
Yeah.
I really don't
But
see a difference here.
whereas in college, it's more of get drunk, listen to country and hip hop. So
Oh, okay.
yeah. So it's a slight difference,
There is a
technicalities.
little bit of overlap there, so I don't it wouldn't be too much of a stretch, but I'm just throwing out ideas.
Right, right, right. So, um, for for your music festival, it's coming up here. The you said the weekend before, or no, the week before Halloween, because the week, yeah, my math is all kind of jacked up,
Yeah,
but
so well, Halloween's on a Thursday, Hoof is on a Saturday. So Hoof is
yeah,
gonna be on October 19th.
hmm
So we've and so there's like October 19th and then October 26th, which is like
there,
Halloween weekend. So it's
yeah,
like the weekend before Halloween weekend.
yeah,
However, I know we like to go to as many, or at least me personally, I like to go to as many like Halloween themed events as possible. So I was like, this is gonna be a perfect date for us.
yes. And so, what kind of originally sparked the idea for Hoof?
Um, it kind of came from like a bad play. It's like I took a bad thing and I turned it into something really good. So
Hmm
I've experienced and I know a lot of like many other female musicians and queer musicians have experienced either gatekeeping or pushback, or they've had to work extra hard, or even like um hostility or aggression when working in the music scene. And so I came from the world of like rugby, and before that I was like a mechanic, and like so I was like not really even used to it. So when I came to the punk scene, it was like, oh ew. Like and I was like, I felt the the aggression and like kind of icky stuff that I'm not gonna super bring up because it's
hmm
triggering, but like just the those events were really discouraging me. And I know a lot of musicians that have even left the scene because of their experiences
hmm
as women and queer people. And like I was getting really upset about it and really upset by it. And it was just kind of like enough. Like I was like, we're not doing this anymore. I know that because I've got a background in community organizing as well.
hmm
And I was like, let's do that because I know if we all kind of have a community together, like the women femmes and thems of the Chicago punk scene, tying in with like the drag community. And I'm like, if we have a community together, then it's going to be kind of harder to make us feel that way. But also, like, a thing that I've done when I've had issues is like I've gone to like my female friends that I've made in the music scene that have experienced similar things, and we've like talked about it and helped each other through it. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like growing that idea.
Yeah.
But also just something for us, because also another thing is a lot of times when these girl punk festivals are organized, they're always organized by men. And whether or not they are organized with the best of intentions, I think more often they, I think it's with good intentions, but it ends up often being very infantilizing as well. Like,
Hmm.
it's like there's women here, but also they don't really try to include like trans and non-binary musicians, and they call it like girl punk, and it's always very pink and like, oh,
Yeah.
look at the girls, and it's just like, so it always just left like a really
Hmm.
um an icky feeling for me. So I'm like, I want to do this myself, and I want to do this right, because I think we owe it to ourselves.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. I could see where having somebody not of the community kind of trying to organize something like that, and just it comes off with or it starts with the best of intentions, but it ends up coming off.
Yeah. And I've also
Yeah.
seen festivals organized by people who it's like, it's like, oh, so and so, he's booking the bands for this girl fest. It's like,
Hmm.
oh, he just got arrested for beating up his girlfriend. Like,
Hmm.
so it's not even like people with the best of intentions. It's like abusers or like domestic abusers
Yeah.
that are organizing and it's just like, how dare you? That's kind of why the title has this hands off our fest. Like,
Mhm.
kind of a little bit of aggression
Yeah.
to it, because it's like it's like this, we're not doing this. It's like, this is 2024.
Yeah.
Like, we're not doing
Yeah.
this anymore.
Yeah. I completely understood. So, where's the festival taking place?
This is going to be at Blue Island Beer Company in Blue
Okay.
Island.
Okay.
So it's like just outside of Chicago. I love playing gigs there. The Blue Island punk community is actually really cool.
Yeah.
And the venue I chose because Sweetie, we played a gig there a couple years ago at a queer and witchy market
Yeah.
where they always have drag, and the oh my god, my poster just fell down. I taped it up. I just got it today. Anyways.
Okay. I saw that and I was just like, oh,
Yeah, man, whatever. So the one of the drag performers there, it was their birthday, and the owner, Alan, came out, not like he came out and sang happy birthday to her, like
hmm,
in the microphone with a cake. And I was like, okay, this guy, he's with us. I was like, this is going to be a good venue for it. Because some
nice.
people like say that they're of it, but then they kind of, you know,
Yeah.
resent having queer events at their venues, but he like welcomes it with open arms. And I was like, okay,
Nice.
absolutely. Mm.
It's so funny you brought up Blue Island. When I was growing, so I grew up in the south suburbs.
Uh-huh.
Um, and a lot of the people that I grew up with came from Blue Island, like they came over from Blue Island. Like Blue Island is a south suburb, but like
Mhm.
we were closer towards the Indiana border, like where like Dyer, Indiana is.
I think so. Is
Yeah,
that kind
we
of
were.
by Harvey?
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
we so we grew up on the Illinois side in that area.
Hmm.
And so it's just kind of funny when you brought up Blue Island. It was like, oh, I know so many people that were born in Blue Island.
Core
So,
memory unlocked. Yeah.
yep, core memory. But I've been trying to get back to come. I don't know if I want to move back to Chicago because I just remember how depressed I was there for the longest time. But also, South Chicago, you got the steel mill, and just like whenever you're around the steel mill, it's just very like shit.
Yeah.
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 So,
I can definitely see that. Especially
yeah.
with, like, Chicago, Indiana border.
Hmm.
It's very, very industrial.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. And so it's just kind of like I'm good. I still got my sister out there and some other like extended family, so I come out when I can.
Hmm.
So, um, So that's coming. You got your Hands Off Our festival coming up here in a few weeks. It'll be in Blue Island. Anybody that's listening, if you're interested in attending, I'll have the links and all that fun stuff below. So be sure to check that out. As far as you and Sweetie, where you guys kind of at right now?
Right now we're doing some recording and we plan to release our album in early 2025.
Nice.
So that's on the horizon. Also worth like sidebarring for Hoof. So we've got punk bands,
Mm.
we've got a stand-up comedian, and then we've got drag. There's also going to be someone reading tarot,
Nice.
and flash tattoos by Teddy Garson. I'm actually gonna go get a big tattoo from Teddy tomorrow, and we're
Hmm.
gonna talk about the flash tattoos. So it's gonna be a ton of fun.
Nice. Oh
Mhm.
yeah, we were talking about that originally. You thought it'd be interesting to do the podcast while you're getting tattooed.
I know I was because it's a big piece too, and so I know I'm going to be gritting my teeth through it. I'm like, that might be kind of hysterical.
Yeah,
And Teddy's an old friend of mine, so I was like, this is going to be. I know if we do this, it's going to be hysterical.
right.
So, but I am going to try to take some videos of us
Fair,
talking about Hoof tomorrow.
fair. And so, who all do you have on the lineup? Or
Okay, I love talking about this. So, Sweetie, we are playing. I like to have at least one or two out of towner bands. So we've got the Rumors coming out from Iowa, and then
nice,
we've got the Daddy Sisters coming out from Kentucky, two bands that I'm absolutely obsessed with. Then the rest of the Chicagoland bands are Boy Brain, The Cell Phones, Sparkling Urbana, Carnivore Mommy, and Peach Vomit.
nice,
Yeah.
nice. I like the little shout out to Urbana, Illinois.
Oh
That's
yeah.
that.
Sparkling Urbana.
I was like, oh, I remember that place.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. No, I'm really sad I'll be missing it, but hopefully next year things will align a little bit better and differently
Mhm.
and all that fun stuff. So
Yeah. Hopefully we'll have this over and over and over. So,
nice.
because
Awesome.
last year it was so much fun and it just brings me like so much joy and everyone just really truly enjoys themselves and
Hmm.
it is kind of creating that community. Anytime I bump into another one of the Hoof girls or like one of the Hoof performers like at a show, we're like, "Ah," so it's kind
Yeah.
of fun that we're forming this community we've
Yeah.
got. Yeah.
Nice. That's really cool. And then what's ticket prices and all that stuff?
So right now, pre-sale ticket prices are $25
Okay.
online at blueislandbeerco.com. They're also available at sweetieband.com. If you are a roller derby player or a rugby girl, hit me up and I will give you a secret discount code for $10 tickets because
Nice.
I want to give back to those two communities.
Nice.
Mhm.
That's really cool.
Yep.
Um, so just kind of looking forward, you're preparing for that and just doing hoof stuff and
Mhm.
promo stuff and what's kind of running through your mind right now?
Just screaming, just lots of screaming because I'm also tripling it with a grad class and
Fair.
working full time. So I'm like, I can do this. And then it's like, oh, this is a lot. So, but that I am also, yeah, just kind of keeping my ducks in a row.
Hmm.
Last year was a lot harder than this year because I kind of
Yeah.
had to figure out everything from scratch. This year it's just like, okay, I'm just gonna do everything I did last year and like again.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
And
but
then next,
I'm just excited and
nice,
planning my costume. So
for sure. And
uh-huh.
then next year it'll be easier except harder because you'll want to step it up a little bit and
Yep.
bring it in. Yeah. So
Yep.
make it challenging.
Yeah.
What are you studying in grad school?
That so I kind of like to keep my band life and my
Okay, fair enough. Fair
yeah.
enough.
But
Gotcha.
I can tell you once we stop the recording.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I just tend to like to ask just because I'm nosy and yeah,
Let's just say witchcraft. And
fair, fair. That works. Oh, so if anybody wants to check out anything Sweetie's got going on or more information for Hoof, where's the best place to find all that?
sweetieband.com will have all the information. Also blueislandbeerco.com um has the event website.
Hmm.
We've got a Facebook page now running.
Hmm.
Um so just look for Hoof Hands Off Our Fest.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, I really appreciate the time. It's it's been a while. Like I feel like we go through phases of talking and all that stuff of like, oh, we're all super busy, and then it's like, hey,
Yeah.
that whole thing. But I've really enjoyed the conversation. Appreciate you coming on. And thank everybody for tuning in. All the description or in the description, not all the descriptions, but in the description, we'll have all the links to Hoof, to Sweetie, the band. We'll have Spotify, all that fun stuff. So you'll find it. And thank you all so much for joining us.
Thank you so much.